Why is the world filled with conflict and contradiction? Why are there two opposing parties, a red party and a blue party, that argue the same issues from different standing points? And why does the sun provide light while the moon brings about darkness? The answer? Opposition is the crux of life. These opposing forces are meant to complement each other. They are meant to bring about a set of checks and balances. But often in life, we view opposition as a form of enemies instead of as allies. We choose to see things from one point of view or from the other, but we forget to recognize that every single perspective has value. But why at the core do we have opposition in the first place? Well, we as humans are designed as a contradiction. More specifically, our brains are designed to oppose and contradict themselves. Let me explain. Every human brain is constructed of two hemispheres, the left and the right. The left hemisphere is constructed for analytical thought process. It is designed to dissect and analyze the information it is given in order to better proceed forward, while the right hemisphere is constructed for holistic thought process. It is designed to look at all of the information it is given in order to see the big picture as a harmonious whole. Imagine a puzzle in your minds. The left hemisphere of the brain takes the puzzle apart to observe the shapes and sizes of each piece. And the right hemisphere looks at the whole puzzle completed to see the beauty in its unity. Because of the way our brains are designed, we as humans often contradict ourselves. Ever have that moment where you're looking at a cookie or a slice of cake and you're saying to yourself, should I eat this? I don't need the sugar, I'm on a diet. And then the other side of your brain kicks in and goes, but you want it, and it looks delicious. Eat it. These are the two hemispheres of the brain questioning itself, or better yet, contradicting itself. And while we are contradicting ourselves, we project this energy into the world, and it too becomes a place of opposition and contradictions. We see this never more prevalently than in our own nation, which is filled daily with news stories of opposing arguments and agendas. One side argues this, the other side argues that. How do we gain control of this opposition? Which direction is the right path? The truth is, there is no correct path. Opposition can only be tamed by balance. Allow me to explain. The sun and the moon both fulfill a purpose to this earth and all its inhabitants. The sun provides light, heat, and energy, and the moon brings about the darkness, a cool breeze, and a calmness. And these two creatures maintain the earth because they balance each other. But what's truly interesting about this system is that neither is ever gone or disappeared. They are in a constant state of rotation. The sun does its part to bring about the day, while the moon does its part to bring forth the night. When we begin to understand that opposition is the crux of our own lives, and therefore our own minds, we can begin to achieve balance within it. This is my subconscious mind. I call her emotion. She is creative, intuitive, and has a very vast imagination. She is able to see the world in an array of color where anything is possible and anything could happen. And she knows me as the conscious mind, a carrier of logic. As she peers into the world to see its beauty, I tend to see the world in shades of black and white. Right versus wrong, light versus the absence of this light. Unknowingly, most humans tip the scales to one viewpoint or another. We tend to see the things we know, understand, and are familiar with through a lens of light and color, an emotional vibration of our subconscious minds. And other times, the things we don't know, the things we can't understand, the things we fear, yet cast in black and white. Right versus wrong, an absence of this light. But the truth is, the world is not filled with just one lens of color or shades of just black and white. The world is a gray area, where anything is truly possible, but opposition and contradiction often cast a shadow over our limbs. To truly see and understand the world's gray area, we must first take a look inside our own minds and recognize that everything can be looked at through a combined lens of both emotion and logic, of color and black and white. Only when we begin to understand the contradictions we face within ourselves can we truly begin to move humanity forward. But how? How do we go about this transformation? How do we even begin to change ourselves when we can't see the problems within? If there is one thing I've learned about life, it's that life will knock you down, and it will keep knocking you down until you understand the lesson it's trying to teach you. And life has repeated lessons. Life has repeated struggles, and sometimes even the act of living can seem like a daunting feat. But humans are equipped with an interesting skill set. We are given the power to make choices and learn from our mistakes. We are given the power to set forth intention. And intention is very powerful, because intention lies behind every choice and every decision that we make. Intention has the power to change the world. Let's take a deeper look into what this means. Deepak Chopra, one of the world's leading pioneers of integrative medicine, refers to intention as the starting point of every dream. A creative power that fulfills all of our needs, whether it be for money, love, or acceptance. Everything that happens within the universe begins with intention. Intention is so powerful that our own criminal justice system has its own word for it. Ever heard of mens rea? This is the term that refers to the state of mind held by a defendant before or during the act of a committed crime. Those who intended harm and foul play are charged more severely, whereas those who found themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time are charged less severely, or at least this is the projected idea. This thing called intention has many implications within our own lives as well. It has the power to build communities. It has the power to mend broken hearts. It even goes as far to have the simplest of powers, the act of kindness and the intention for that kindness to spread. When we act with the intention to spread light, color, and kindness to those around us, we take a step closer to becoming our truest selves. We take a step closer to becoming balanced. And when we act with the intention to spread fear, hate, or darkness, we retreat from ourselves. We become shadowed within the lens of just black and white, of just right versus wrong. We become trapped within the absence of light. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you with this. When we begin to understand that our intentions have the power to impact the world, and these intentions hold the key to achieving balance within our own minds, within our own lives, and we take this knowledge and spread it to others and encourage them to achieve the same, this world will begin to pick up that energy, and it too can become a place of balance and peace. It can become a world where humanity can thrive, where anything is possible, and where opposition of opponents can become allied forces. Thank you.